Hi everybody, in this morning video from City Insider, I will bring the latest Manchester City update. We'll start with Big Man City move for Douglas Luiz update. GiveMe Sport sources have revealed that City are still adamant that they will sign a midfielder this month, with all of their current focus being on signing defenders and attackers. As a result, they're in the market for new options. Juventus Brazilian midfielder Luiz is someone that they remain interested in, and the club are waiting for Juventus to open up the prospect of sending him out on loan, in what would be a return to City, though he failed to play a game for the club before being sold to Aston Villa, where he made his name. Sources in Turin have insisted that there is hesitancy around the idea of a loan move being administered, but City are expected to try such a move regardless. There is interest in Samuel Ricky from Juventus rivals Torino, but with Inter Milan being heavily linked with the Italy international, City are going to need to show their hand if they want to sign the former Empoli man in the coming weeks. Long-term target Martin Zubimendi has been lined up for a summer move to Arsenal, and there is a belief that Bruno Guimaraes is a serious target for City, but that deal may have to wait until the summer. With Newcastle United's superb form in recent weeks making them unlikely to sell, sources have further stated that City are intending to show a degree of flexibility and open-mindedness in the current window, especially if they are offered players that they have not considered before. That isn't usually the case, but January transfer windows offer opportunities, and they don't want to miss out on anything good that crops up. Rodri's injury has massively hindered the one-time Champions League winners, with the Light Blues winning 4 of the 5 Premier League games that the Spaniard featured in to begin the season. Since then, they've won just 6 games from 16, including a run of just 1 win in 8 matches in the top flight. It's evident that a midfielder is needed, and be it Luiz or Ricky, that defensive blanket for the back four can help City's attacking stars shine once again, to fire them into the Champions League, and with Luiz having featured on both stages, he could be the ideal replacement. City quickly move for Cambiaso. Manchester City appear determined to further strengthen their squad this month. Several areas of Pep Guardiola's squad need reinforcing. One of those is the fullback position. A new report has indicated that City are set to begin talks with Juventus to discuss a potential deal for versatile fullback Andrea Cambiaso. Based on the new report, Manchester City isn't wasting any time this month in moving to further strengthen their squad. Fabrizio Romano has reported via X that Manchester City and Juventus are scheduled to hold talks on Friday over a potential deal that will see Andrea Cambiaso move to Manchester City. Furthermore, Romano adds that whether or not the deal could potentially go through this month or next summer is also on the agenda. It is further reported by Romano that Manchester City have already held initial talks with Andrea Cambiaso. Cambiaso could be in line to sign a 5-year deal with City if they do complete a move for the Italian international. A versatile fullback would be a shrewd addition to the current Manchester City squad. A look at Pep Guardiola's squad shows that they do need another fullback, especially one that is a specialist in the role. Currently Rico Lewis, Matheus Nunes, Kyle Walker and Josko Gvardiol are employed at left and right back. Each player brings their own strengths to the position, but as we have seen this season, each player has had varying degrees of success in the role this season. Rico Lewis generally plays at right back and drifts into midfield. Perhaps he could be destined to become a midfielder if City sign Cambiaso. Kyle Walker's struggles this season are well documented. Matheus Nunes has shown signs that he can play at right back, but he has also had his moments of madness this season. Josko Gvardiol has shouldered a heavy workload this season at left back. City potentially signing Andrea Cambiaso would help add quality cover for both of those positions. The Italian fullback would also add his own strengths to City's play. All told, it is a move that makes sense from a Manchester City point of view. It does now appear that Manchester City's potential move for Andrea Cambiaso is now a story monitor going forward. It appears to be a fast developing story and a move that could aid City's bid to turn around their season. Man City agree deal to sign Marmoush. According to Fabrice Hawkins of RMC Sport, Manchester City have found a breakthrough and reached an agreement in principle with Eintracht Frankfurt for the transfer of Omar Marmoush. The Premier League champions have been on the Egyptian's trail for some time now and are now set to bring him to the club on a long-term deal. Omar Marmoush was a player on the list of many clubs heading into the January window. Manchester City stole the march since the start of January and were hopeful of landing the Egyptian at some stage this month, as the attacker is now closer than ever to a switch. Manchester City have reached an agreement in principle with Eintracht Frankfurt for the signing of Marmoush. Although the details of the reported fee are yet to be made clear, The speculation is that Man City will pay a hefty fee to the German side, as Pep Guardiola gets the player he wanted to improve the attacking setup. The completion of the move will be subject to Marmoush passing his medical tests as well as aging on personal terms with Manchester City, as either of those is unlikely to be problematic. Guardiola's side have struggled this season on all fronts and had needed an attacker, as they chose to sign the 20-goal star from Frankfurt. Marmoush has had a fantastic season with Frankfurt, with 20 goals this season as well as a double-digit number of assists in all competitions. He was looking for a big switch following his impressive run and is now joining probably one of the best projects in English football. Marmoush is unlikely to be their first signing this month, as Manchester City have embarked on a spending spree to strengthen key areas of the squad. For starters, they had an agreement to sign Abdulkadir Kusanov from RC Lens, and now they are close to bringing Vita Race from Palmeiras, linked with Andrea Cambiaso of Juventus, as Guardiola has adopted an aggressive policy to splash the cash in January. As for Marmoush, he is widely seen as the replacement for Julian Alvarez, who left Manchester City in the summer to join Atletico Madrid, as Guardiola will hope the Egyptian has the same impact the Argentine did. James Mcatee transfer twist. Mcatee has put suitors on red alert after showing an interest in heading abroad if he leaves Manchester City in the coming weeks, according to GMS sources, and Mainz are set to make an intriguing offer as they attempt to beat domestic counterparts Borussia Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen to his signature. The 22-year-old has been struggling for regular game time throughout the campaign, leading to the Sky Blues being prepared to listen to offers which are in excess of their £25 million demands, and Germany has emerged as a potential landing spot ahead of the transfer window closing. Dortmund and Leverkusen have been keeping tabs on Mcatee's situation, but, in a significant twist, GMS sources have been informed that Mainz are eager to win the race and are adamant he could be the difference as they mount a push for the Bundesliga's top four after seeing him bag a hat-trick in Manchester City's FA Cup win over Salford City last weekend. The attacking midfielder has entered the final 18 months of a contract, which allows him to pocket £15,000 per week at the Etihad Stadium. And the reigning Premier League champions are aware that his value will decrease in the summer as he edges closer to the expiration of his deal. And that's the end of today's video. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss daily update from my channel.